News recently broke that the WWE Day 1 pay-per-view has been canceled. I wish that wasn't the case. I like the Day 1 pay-per-view concept, the first day of the year. You got college football going on. Gives you another something to do with your family, watch wrestling. But it seems to be the reason that they're doing this is because they're going to overhaul the pay-per-view schedule next year, which in my opinion is long overdue. So that brings me to what this video is. We are going to be doing a sort of realistic fantasy booking of what the pay-per-view schedule can look like next year. Some of these are going to be wishful thinking, but I also always want to know what y'all think. Let me know in the comments what y'all think the pay-per-view schedule is going to look like, if you think mine's right or is it just totally wrong. But before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a video. And yeah, without further ado, roll the intro. January, this is really easy. We got the Royal Rumble. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this. It's the Royal Rumble. I'm going to be there live. It's going to be fun, and I can't wait for y'all to see the videos from when I get there. Got a few things planned. Royal Rumble has always been, other than WrestleMania, my favorite pay-per-view of the year, so I can't wait to see this anywhere other than January, but that goes without saying. Late February or early March should be the Elimination Chamber. I'm kind of over naming a whole pay-per-view after the Hell in a Cell. Royal Rumble gets a pass. Calling Elimination Chamber is kind of weird for some reason. Just change the name back to No Way Out and just have all the Elimination Chamber matches there. But it was announced the day I was recording this that Elimination Chamber will be held in Montreal and is no longer a Saudi event. That's going to be different, back to the old way of doing things. So everybody was under the impression that this was still going to be a Saudi event, but I guess under new management with Triple H, Stephanie, that is not the case. And one more thing, I'm not going to bring it up in this video, but just expect to see a Saudi event somewhere in the year. April, WrestleMania. So a few things about this one. I would only have No Way Out or Elimination Chamber, whatever you want to call it, in between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. I do believe that WrestleMania needs this sort of longer build than any other pay-per-view gets because it's WrestleMania. WWE has struggled with that before when stacking Fastlane, Elimination Chamber, and a Saudi event in between WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble. So I do think this would be very beneficial if they just left the one pay-per-view in between and then a long build to WrestleMania. And just in case you ask this question later, there will be no Money in the Bank pay-per-view because in my world, I would move the Money in the Bank ladder matches to WrestleMania. Now, a couple weeks after WrestleMania, I would have a draft, but this wouldn't be like your ordinary WWE draft. I would make this a whole event. I would have it as a premium live event or maybe just a network special, like how they used to do it. Maybe just use one of your house shows on a Saturday and use the draft there. Have a whole pay-per-view for it. I would try to do something special with the draft now because you want to make it different from how it used to be. Or even host it at Backlash, who knows? Speaking of Backlash, that is our pay-per-view for May. This isn't WrestleMania Backlash, this is just good old Backlash. I mean, you can really call this pay-per-view whatever you want. It doesn't have to be Backlash, it could be Judgment Day, be Unforgiven. One of those filler pay-per-views where you need an event. That's why I was saying maybe give it a purpose and put the draft on there. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But you could just have this pay-per-view there. June, the King of the Ring pay-per-view. It's not like the King of the Ring we got this past decade. It'd be more like the 2002 King of the Ring where the winner Brock Lesnar got a main event match at SummerSlam against The Rock for the WWE Championship. I think you make that the prize for both the King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown tournament on this pay-per-view and give them a world title shot at the SummerSlam pay-per-view, which will be in early August. Now, August is your SummerSlam pay-per-view, and putting King of the Ring in June is also why I kind of stretched out the build from No Way Out to WrestleMania, because King of the Ring to SummerSlam deserves a longer build. SummerSlam is arguably WWE's second biggest show of the year, and it definitely deserves that long build. September should be the spot for the yearly UK pay-per-view. Whether they call it Clash of the Castle again, or give it a new name, or maybe just revitalize an old pay-per-view name like Judgment Day or something, or Unforgiven, and just put it in the UK every year, I would be cool with that. A Stadium UK pay-per-view would be great every year for WWE. Keep that market over there happy. And a 12 p.m. pay-per-view on a Saturday sounds fine to me in the US. Fans at Clash of the Castle were loud, they were entertaining. Their support for their own Drew McIntyre, Sheamus was cool. They deserve it. November, Survivor Series. This one's kind of obvious, but I do hope that they continue the War Games like they are doing this year. I can't wait to see what they do with that. But I'm very interested in what War Games is going to look like on the main roster, and I hope they make this a yearly thing with it. We are finally down to the last pay-per-view of the year, with December being Cyber Sunday. Now, honestly, I'm very surprised that they haven't tried to do this in this era, because with the advancements in social media and how big this company is everywhere. I feel like if you're going to do it ASAP, but I feel like ending the year with a pay-per-view like this would be very good for WWE. But that is my realistic wish list for the pay-per-view schedule next year, and I really think that can happen, especially with new management. I feel like the overhaul of the pay-per-view schedule is going to be way bigger than people think. I do still expect to get those Saudi shows. You can just lob those wherever, to be honest with you. I always want to know what y'all think. Let me know what you think of my list. Make a list of your own. I'll be in the comments replying to them. Be sure to share this video with a friend. Like, subscribe, that bell notification so you get notified every time I drop a video. See y'all later. Be safe.